So, before I lost to DC Forte in the previous video, he actually played a few ranked games. Also, by the way, for you know it doesn't matter because everyone who watches this knows this in real life, but me and DC Forte are friends. I'm not just talking about a random person that I'm just watching the replays for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he played a few games on ranked, and he ended up playing an Akuma player, and he lost. Right, but as we see here, it went to round 3, which means it was actually a pretty close game, all things considered. And rank doesn't matter, but the chance to improve and talk about the game is always something I enjoy doing. So we're gonna watch the replay and see what DC Forte 2 could have done to have better put himself in the position to win this game, this rank game that had no meaning. But let's see. I'm going to refer to the character he's playing as Ken instead of saying his user over and over again. So, but for the point is, our protagonist is blonde. He's Ken, and we're fighting the Akuma, the not blonde one, the scary looking one. Okay, so round 1, what happens? You open with jump, and we immediately get stand heavy kicked. Alright, so we already took damage. How did this happen? So, it's a little hard to see, but as we just watched, we missed our jump and attack. That is okay. That's fine. But the Akuma immediately goes for stand heavy kick. This little double spinning kick here. And we block it, but then we get thrown. Why did we get thrown? Well, this is a bit of a knowledge check. It's something that you just have to learn through understanding the game. But if you look closely, on the second hit, you see a couple numbers. So right here, though, you see -3 and +3. So the actual number itself doesn't matter. But what happens here is that once Ken blocked that stand heavy kick, Akuma gets to move first. The next move or action that happens, Akuma will be a bit faster than Ken. So if we watch frame by frame, if you look in the left under DC Forte 2 for Ken's side, he presses light punch, so his 4-frame normal. And on the right side, the Akuma presses light punch light kick, otherwise known as throw. And so, because we got hit by this heavy kick, but we input jab and throw, we lost this interaction here because his attack came out before ours. He had advantage, right? And it doesn't matter how fast we press jab, we're always going to get thrown here because he's able to move first. He's plus, right? So what could we have done instead once we block the heavy kick? Well, you have to understand that once we block the heavy kick, it's not in our favor to mash or press any attack button because we're just going to lose to him throwing us, to him attacking us, all that sort of stuff. We have to block this, or we have to accept that we cannot take our turn here. So usually what you should do here, your level 1 idea here, is probably take a defensive option that beats throw. So because you got thrown, it would make sense to just delay throw tech here, right? So let's assume player control. I messed it up. I suck. Just tech the throw, right? Because there is because trying to jab, I'm gonna mash jab. I got thrown. I got thrown. Like, I'm literally pressing jab like as soon as I can, and I lose every single time. So all we can do here is try to take a throw beating option. Jump back, backdash, jump up. But I would just say teching the throw is probably the easiest one, right? Because unless we get shimmied, we get shimmied. But you know. That's like level 2 stuff. But basically, the first interaction we lost because we tried to mash on stand heavy kick. We can't mash. We just have to assume a defensive option. However, we can actually take this a step further. And if we actually, you know, this takes a bit more mashup knowledge. So you might not have this for every game you play. But watch this. I'm going to go back to the original scenario where we land from the jump in and play as Ken. But when we land, I'm going to hold down on the control stick. Watch this. Did you see it? The second hit of Akuma's stand heavy kick whiffs. And what does that mean? We can do something like this if that happens. We can actually punish him and take our turn, get a combo off of it. Had we known that we can duck the second hit of Akuma's stand heavy kick and go for a quick punish. My Ken isn't great. I don't know if this is the optimal Ken combo. But like, you get the idea, right? Like, if we were ready for it, we could actually flip the whole situation on its head, get a punish, do some damage, drag him to the corner, and then, you know, go for corner pressure, sort of thing like that, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, I don't expect people to, or like, sometimes you just don't know things like that. Like, it's not something that, you know, in the heat of the moment, like, even when you see it happen, you probably, like, don't register it. But if you ever fight Akuma again, crouching, like, in neutral, if they're Akuma that likes to play heavy kick a lot, it might be pretty useful because you can duck the second hit and avoid that plus frame mix-up altogether. But anyway, back to it. So we get thrown. That's fine. It's only 1,000 damage. Another little, what's it called? Matchup tidbit here. We got command thrown. So sometimes you just don't know what you're looking at, but this one is fake. I'm pretty sure you can jab on this. Let's try it real quick. So I'm gonna mash jab. We beat him out. You know what I'm saying? And then something like that. Again, I don't really play Ken, but you know, this isn't real. Basically, we can jump it, get a bigger punish. I can just hold up back too. No punish there. It's just one of those moments where you have to recognize what you're looking at. You don't really see people go for this, so it's like, what am I looking at? But this command throw that he got hit by, or Ken got hit by, is not real off the knockdown that he got earlier. I apologize for my dog, he's parking. So that's not real. Anyway, we get thrown, that's fine. Actually, from what it looks like, he got a counter hit here. So did we press a button? Let me see here. Oh, we tried to jab it, but we jabbed it late. If you look closely, I'm assuming Ken tries to jab the command throw, but you have to wake up and do it immediately. You can see he walked back a little bit, and then he starts his jab on this frame. But by this point, it's a little too late. We had to wake up with it and basically do it as soon as we were able instead of walking back. Right, so that's why Akuma gets that counter hit. Same sort of idea. We just have to be a bit faster on our decision making there. But that's fine. Oh shit, whoops. Wait, sorry guys, 1 second. Skip forward. Crap. I don't really know how to navigate the replay system that well. Whoops. Alright, let's speed through this. Skip to the command throw. How? Already 7 minutes in, it's only been 2 interactions, so let's speed this up a bit. Okay, command throw. Fireball is fine. I'm not gonna go super in depth about that interaction. This is just one of those moments where I can parry that, that's fine. I don't recall. Oh wait, I went too fast there. I think we just pressed the button. Let me see here. So we parry the fireball, the air fireball. Kuma walks up, goes for heavy kick. Oh, this is kind of an unfortunate thing where you get counter hit. I can see that Ken went for a medium kick, but he gets counter hit by the heavy kick, so that sucks. I think the only thing we could have done there is I don't know if we could have jabbed it either, because I don't think jab would have hit. Maybe you can light kick, but this is one of those tough situations where, like, you know, had we been a frame earlier, maybe we would have won. Had we been a frame later, we would have lost, sort of thing. So I wouldn't chalk that up too badly, but you know, from the example earlier, if we had decided to kind of hold our ground but not press anything, you know, we get like a punish again. And then like a side switch sort of idea. But again, that's one of those, like, it just happens. Sometimes you just get clipped, you know. Maybe if we were a frame faster, we would have beat him, but you know, you just gotta be like that. That just happens sometimes. But anyway, heavy kick, combo, Okay, yeah. And then there, you know, just woke up and tried to take our turn. We got counter hit. You know, it happens. I think the only way we could avoid that is just blocking it, but you know, that means you gotta hold pressure. So, but I don't have to go over that. Like, you just get counter hit, and then the round's over. So that was a tough round, but like the mistakes that like only really like one of them was like kind of eh. Everything else just like, oh, we pressed the wrong button at the wrong time. I would only really chalk the command throw as like kind of eh. Okay, so we go for drive rush light kick, and the Akuma doesn't check it. We go for... I'm assuming we try to go for run overhead. Let me see here. What do we press here? Light kick, run. I'm assuming we do overhead. That looks like the startup of overhead to me. But we got counter hit. So the Akuma jab. This is one of those moments where it just wasn't a real mix-up. So, could we have done anything off the light kick? This is kind of weird. Oh shit, this is like a weird thing. Okay, off the light case. I'm gonna buffer maybe Jinrai. This is one of those hard things where I don't think it just wasn't the like it was just a play that wasn't like correct in the nicest way possible. Light kick's a I wouldn't do light kick as my first choice off a drive rush, I'm not gonna lie. So if we were to restart the interaction here, going off of round start drive rush, in my head, if I'm gonna go for round start drive rush, I'm gonna see if I can snipe them walking back. So I would maybe do something like this. Oh, sorry. Let it rock a bit longer. You know. Try and go for the low forward. Something like that sort of thing, you know what I mean? Or maybe just like, yeah, low forward into like Jinrai. Something like that. But light kick was just like, I feel like it wasn't, it's not the right button to pick, you know what I'm saying? But it happens. Anyway. Big counter hit. Once again, the knowledge check happened again. When we talk about it, like in this like slow down thing, you kind of feel like, oh, we got hit by it again, but yeah, you don't realize it in the moment. Well, let's see here. What happens here? We got checked out of the run, 3 jabs, clip load. So this wasn't a combo, this low forward after the 3 jabs. But again, I'm assuming we try to walk back out of pressure. Like it makes sense. You don't want to deal with it. So you get clipped, and then he does heavy kick, and then as we see, try to press a button, but you know we can't do anything against that. You've already explained it before. Thrown, that's fine. He clips you low, but he misses his combo. This one here, this is like a unique sequence. So what happens here? He messes up his combo. He gets jabbed out of what he does next. I'd maybe try to do stand media punch. So you jab him here, low forward, drive rush, counter hit, into throw. Okay. There's a bit of like optimization we could have done here, but you know, sometimes in the moment you kind of mess up your combos. Like that's not really a mistake that like we change through, you know, mindset. It's just like, you know, we press the wrong button sort of thing. We get the throw. So I think here is an example of like we got to figure out follow-up Oki, or like follow-up pressure. So we do throw into dash, but I don't think Ken, I think as we see, I think if both characters mash, they trade. So Akuma picked a faster button. So let's try doing forward throw, dash, and a jab and see what happens. Oh, maybe jab works. Yeah, I think picking leg kick got his hit. Yeah, okay, so picking leg kick gets his hit, but picking jab wins. But it's still tight. I think it'd be better to just do a slight marker walk and then like try and heavy punch it. Something like that, you know what I'm saying? But it is obviously a little harder to time. Maybe medium kick target combo. But yeah, anyway, we got hit because our follow-up pressure wasn't super real. You know what I'm saying? That happens. Oh, wait, whoops. Forward throw. Same thing happened again. 3 jabs into a low. Try to walk out of it. Heavy kick plus. He goes. That was a better mash there. So this time we clipped the command throw. I think you said last time that's not real. So we clip it. We're faster this time. Go for the combo. DI, that's fine. Some fireballs. Fireball. So this is one of those things that I need to work on too, where I get that we're in burnout and it's like a little scary, but it's important to not walk yourself into the corner this much, because you're doing their job for them. Like, I would have stopped about here and just crouch blocked. You go for a jump, nice. You missed the combo. See, but it's because we're back walking here that we missed his chance to anti-air, so I think if we switch to control here, and if I had like stopped moving here, you know, you can DP it or crouch heavy punch it. But like, it's harder to do so when you're like, you know what I'm saying, you're walking back too much. It becomes like a trickier thing to time. So you gotta hold your ground just a little bit more and be ready to DP him or crouch heavy punch him. Preferably DP because it's faster and invincible, but you know, it's better than nothing. Anyway. That's a true punish. So the Akuma player doesn't kill us there. He could have killed us. But we duck it. Nice. Chase him down. He's running away. That's fine. Nice. Missed anti-air there, but you know, it's fine. Whatever. We were kind of out of position. Trade with a Hadouken. That's fine. We get the round. That's what matters. Now, everyone has super. So last round, it could be volatile. Let's see what we do here. Nice. Snipe the forward movement. So at this point, like, you know, if you let the adrenaline, like, without thinking of the adrenaline of the match, it's clear this Akuma, like, really likes heavy kick. So at this point here, I feel like once we get into, like, this spacing here, I would start holding down on the stick. And, like, kind of just wait and see if he goes for the heavy kick, you know what I'm saying? So we're kind of in this spacing. I parry the fireball, hold down. You know what I'm saying? And just like not panic too much. Just hold down, because it seems like he really likes to go for heavy kick as an approach. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But anyway. Ouch. That hurts. Big trade. Back to neutral. Clipped by the fireball. Ooh, nice air to air. So this is like one of those small interactions where, oh shit, I keep doing this. Where, what's the knockdown here? Sniped him out the air. And so I think we go for a shimmy, thinking he's gonna DP or throw tech. I understand why we do this, or why we went for this, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's worth going for the pressure here. Because he hasn't represented yet that he's down to go for a reversal or throw tech. It seems like he's really just down to mash on wake up. So let's see. After we land, I'm gonna say about here. I would just walk up. It's kind of weird to time, but maybe walk up, you know, medium, like get a counter hit basically. Something like that, you know what I'm saying? Instead of going for the shimmy. But even then, he like. You could have maybe beat it out, but that's more of like a, like, you just have to like kind of hope it works. But I would have just went for like small pressure here, or maybe throw him. But I understand like why we shouldn't. But I feel like unless they show you that they're down to throw tech or DP, you should still go for pressure, because otherwise you're letting them off the hook. Nice. I think that's unfortunate. Everyone gets DP'd or DI'd. There was some like combo drops here, but again, combo drops are like not really a mistake I count the same way as like getting hit in neutral. That hurts. Ooh, I like that. Nice. Okay, we go for a drive rush. I'm assuming you tried to throw. This is one of those things too where, you know, he doesn't really want to throw tech or do anything. So if I were to have gotten this again, this low forward here, it makes sense to go for a... It's weird though, the throw should have worked. I think maybe you walked forward. So let's see. Yeah, throw should have worked there, to be honest. But I think the winning play would have been like... You know what I'm saying? Like... Oh wait, hold on. Jab. Wait. Oh, okay, whatever. You shouldn't have gotten jabbed there. That was unfortunate. Like that shouldn't have happened, but whatever. I think you tried to hold up. Are we dead? We're not dead. Oh, let me get DP'd. Or then we get DI'd. Yeah, so the last round, I feel like was just an unfortunate couple blunders there. But I think the biggest thing we learned is mostly a matchup thing where Kuma stand heavy kick is plus. You know, we can't like try and mash on it. And then just trying to have follow-up pressure because he doesn't seem like he's down to block. He seems like he really just is down to mash every time he is on the defensive. This round doesn't count because we didn't really play. Yeah, like here, he mashes here. I think he got hit because he tried to mash there. He mashed on wake up here. He's mashing again. That's plus. We have to hold that. Good snipe. He got counter hit there, so that means he mashed after the whiff dragon lash. So here he tried to press a button. He gets counter hit. Tries to DI. Here is like holding our ground. Especially now that we know he likes to go for heavy kick. You know, we gotta hold our ground. He doesn't kill us here, thankfully. But this is a pretty tough situation to be in. We do duck at that time, but we don't get the exact combo. Hadouken snipe. We gotta chill on these OD Hadoukens because it's kind of good to put us in burnout, but you know, it works out there. We beat out the heavy kick. Oh, no cuts, duh. Nice snipe. Trying to watch this in full time. One of those things too is like this game, because back walk speeds are slower. Sometimes you just should just hold down back. It's really hard to walk out of range of like low forwards. That's fine. Yeah, and he tried to mash on wake up. He got sniped. That was a good heavy punch because he mashed and you actually got the heavy punch. It's unfortunate that we didn't get the combo we wanted, but again, this is better. That happens, unfortunate. Combo, it's fine. That's a good anti-air. Nice snipe. We mashed again. I don't know why it didn't work though. He doesn't kill us. But in that moment, I would have just bet on level 3 at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because there's too much pressure. You should just go for it. But you know, that happens. GG's though, good try. It was not like it was a clean, like, you know, we were lost. Just some matchup things that like we didn't know. Which is like, you know, that's just part of the game. Sometimes you run into stuff you just don't realize in the moment. But yeah, a few small tweaks and we would have farmed that guy. But GG's twin.